The Sheriff's Office started an investigation on what we were told was a correction officer that was potentially bringing in controlled substance marijuana into the jail. We started an investigation. That investigation culminated today with the arrest of 3 correction officers. All 3 of these correction officers are being charged with a felony bribery charge, and in that charge, the bribery charge, there is a section that says if you're a public service worker and you profit from something that is involving your job, that is considered a bribe. So all 3 of these people have done that. All 3 of these people have confessed to that, and then 2 of these are being charged with the attempt to commit a controlled substance act, to wit, distribution of marijuana. These 2 guys are the 2 that have the marijuana charges.
Right.
Hicks, he agreed to bring in cigarettes for money, and so he's only charged with bribery.
Okay.
That's why he's not charged with marijuana. It's sad. You know, Mr. Hill and Mr. Williams are both 27 years old. Mr. Hicks is 40 years old, and you know they're facing, you know, 2 of them are facing 2 felonies and 1 of them's facing 1 felony. The bonds that we have set are $10,000 each. So Mr. Hill and Mr. Williams are facing $20,000 bonds, $10,000 each, and Mr. Hicks is facing a $10,000 bond. You know, we are doing our best to send a message to these correction officers and deputies that, you know, we have to abide by the law, and we have to be held to a higher standard, and we're going to make them do that. And if they don't, and we find out about it, you're not going to get fired, you're going to go to jail. And that's what's happening here today. That's what happened in Columbus yesterday, and I think it's a clear message that this community is not going to stand for that.
Any community that has a corrections facility, that has a penal institution, faces this kind of potential corrupt practice or criminal activity every day. It's when you have several hundred people who are incarcerated in a county penal facility, it is a situation that is not enviable, and I think Sheriff Taylor has done a wonderful job here. It is, of course, absolutely essential that the integrity of both sworn officers and corrections officers, as these officers are, is uppermost in the eyes and the mind of the community. We have to believe that we can trust these people, and that they are not going to conduct themselves in this manner.
You know, it is heartbreaking from a perspective of it paints us with a broad picture, a broad brush, and I don't like that. I don't think it's fair that 2 or 3, you know, the guy in Columbus, you know, makes that decision to do what he did. These guys make this decision, and the rest of us, you know, the community thinks that, oh, everybody's that way in law enforcement. It's just not the case, and it's extremely disheartening when this happens to those of us who try our best to do the right thing and uphold the law and follow the rules and guidelines that we all have to live by. So yeah, it's extremely heartbreaking.